All right, we're recording. About to do an interview with the homegirl Tania, aka Madam Birker. So I'm getting set up right now. Yeah, let's go.
Hi everyone, welcome to Moments with Madam Birker, and that's me, Madam Tania Birker, saying hey to you from my living room. So thank you guys so much for joining in. I have been doing this for the last 3 months every Wednesday, and it's just been a blast for me. It's been so refreshing for my soul and energizing, and just a way of just having fun and connecting with my friends virtually, but also seeing what they're up to. So it's such a great opportunity to connect with them and also share their journey and experiences with you all. So thank you again for your continued support and love. It's been a wild ride, and today is officially day 133 of quarantine. Yes, we are in the hundreds, and I don't know, for me personally, I felt like time kind of flew by so fast when I stopped thinking about it so much. But during this time, there was a lot that has been happening in general, and just, the state of the world and things like that. And just a lot of stuff happening right now. And I just want to give you all a friendly reminder to please be kind to each other, show each other love, and be compassionate above all else. There's so much information, misinformation, opinions, politics, you name it, and everyone's using politics as an excuse to treat each other poorly and to use that to fuel their hate. And it's totally okay if you believe one thing or the other, but please don't shove it down people's throats. That's just not nice. And things like this is really separating people and families, and ending relationships and making relationships more difficult. And it's really sad because this is a time where we should really be united as one and really be there for each other and be there to vent to each other, but also just to be there to uplift each other. So whatever you believe in, just remind yourself that whatever you can do to be healthy and whatever you can do for the health of other people is actually what's really important here, is to show that love, kindness, and compassion, regardless of what you believe or don't believe. At the end of the day, we are all human, and we all really just need to be here for each other. So again, guys, thank you so much. And our lovely guest has just joined in, so let me go ahead and invite him. It'll take me a second here. And another reminder as well, all good if you didn't get to join in live with us, this will be archived. Hi, how are you?
Hey, what's up?
Hi, happy Wednesday, man. How you
Happy
doing?
Wednesday. I'm good.
Cool.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's Wednesday. It's summer. It's almost August. My goodness, where did the time go?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how are you doing today?
I'm good. Just got it set up.
Yeah,
Made it
I'm
look
loving
cool.
it. It's looking real steezy, yo.
Yeah, I had a different angle and it didn't look as good, so I was like, oh, let me move it. I was like, gotta look professional,
Yeah, we're all judging you secretly. Yeah,
The
it's so
internet.
funny to see everyone in like their backgrounds or like what their live etiquette is, and you have some people that are holding the phone like right here, super awkward, or just
Right.
all sorts of craziness. So I'll apologize now if my cat gets in the way, because she's just a crazy little vixen that does whatever she wants. But yeah, thank you so much, Noelle Bellin. This is our guest today, aka Nativity Music, aka the mastermind behind Dank Radio.
One of them.
You can find him on Instagram. I've had the pleasure of being your friend for a very long time, since high school. I literally used to go to Noelle's shows all the time, back when he was in a band and everything like that. And now he's DJ, producer, host,
Back in the
everything
day.
else under the sun. And what's even more fun now is that, we would run into each other at festivals. So we've always had this really tight connection when it came to just music and just that whole culture in general. So if you can, just tell us a little bit, about your music journey.
Oh my goodness. How do I summarize it? I guess I like to say that I've been listening to music since I was conceived.
There you go.
And then I'm going to just give the highlights. I think 5th grade, 6th grade, I learned how to play guitar. my older cousin taught me, and my mom taught me. So that was like Metallica chords, and my mom was teaching me like church songs, which is a weird balance. And then I think 3 months later, after my cousin put an electric guitar in front of me, he put turntables in front of me, and that kind of put a whole new journey right there. And then fast forward, playing guitar, DJing like with cousins and whatnot, and fast forward. I think it was more so when we got to Dank Radio. My brother had a like a little DJ controller. It was like 15 years ago, so it was like really cheap, really plasticky. And I think at that time I was working at a record label, and I just got laid off. So you're kind of depressed. That's your dream job or whatever.
Yeah.
And then my brother was like, "Oh, stop being so emo. Here, just used to be a DJ. Just do this."
Yeah.
And then from that point on, everyone's like, "Hey, that actually sounds pretty good. Did you record it?" I was like, "Oh, I forgot we can record these things now." So it kind of just kind of escalated from there. People were like, "Hey, you're back to DJing. I heard you on Dank Radio." Or they were like, "Hey, we're throwing a party. Do you want to DJ?" You know, how we used to do it back in the day, and you would hit me up. You're like, "Hey, do you want to DJ? Do you want to hang out?"
Right. And I thank you so much for literally all the events that you've helped me out with. It's been incredible, and you're a huge part too of just, my experience as well. So, we've all been very fortunate and blessed to be, blessed with your talent, I would say. So thank you for that. And it's so amazing that most of your experience obviously started with your family. Because I was the same way too. Like my parents were both into music, and boom, I was in church choir, and
Right.
I was like, dang, I'm here to sing, and that was really my jam. Was just really just being part of that. And you really do connect with people on such a deeper level when you create music with them. So it's awesome that you went from that to like DJing to your radio station, and just producing music now, and just being a big part of the community. There's like no event that I go to that I don't see you at, which is amazing because you obviously are so passionate about it, and you love
Thank
it,
you.
and you are so supportive of other people. And I think that is so important, and it also shows who you are as a person because you do that. So I think that's super awesome. So with your whole music and everything, and going into Dank Radio, so how did Dank Radio come about?
Oh, my goodness, it was like 15 years ago. So the band that you spoke of when we first started this interview, Sunduminal, that's what it's called.
There you go.
And we were booked to play a Filipino festival called Filipino Festival of Arts and Culture, FPAC. And it was being held at Point Fermin in San Pedro. And my cousin, I was like volunteering at the time. That's how I got the gig. So if you're wondering out there, joining in, how do you get the gig? Go through the back door. Find a way in. Just volunteer, be present, be the person that they can't ignore, and be cool and be patient. So we got the gig, and we had, there's the board meeting there right before the big event. And the person who was doing the arts and visuals, kind of the movie kind of thing at the festival, invited everyone to come on board to the FM radio show. Of course, it was 3 a.m. in the morning. So people were like, I'm not sure about that. But my cousin, who kind of dragged me into this whole org, was like, boy, if you don't go to that meeting, I'm going to make your ass walk back home to Long Beach. I was like, from LA? And then she was like, dude, just talk to him. This is your in right here. He's welcoming people. So do the interview on this FM radio show, 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm there with me, my brother, my best bro, Dominic. And then the host is like, hey, he turns to myself and Dominic. He's like, you guys know how to DJ? Well, you're Filipino. Of course you know how to DJ. Well, I have to go get something in my truck. I need you to play the next song after this song. So it's just a fader. It's like a mixer. Just do this, press play, and I'll be back. So we're like, okay, cool. It's pretty easy. Just do the fader thing and press play. And all of a sudden, that song ends, and he hasn't returned yet. We're kind of like, oh, he's not back yet. What do we do? Kind of low-key freaking out. And all the other guests and all the people hanging out are like, oh, just play the next song. And I was like, all right, cool. So as I'm like low-key freaking out, and playing the next song, I can see him walking through the hallway with the there's like kind of a window pane where you can see in the studio, and he's just laughing his ass off. So right when he gets back in the studio, he's like, "All right, you boys passed the test. Cool, you can come back whenever you want. Make sure you bring some records, bring some tapes, some CDs, whatever." This was pre Spotify, pre iTunes,
Yeah.
pre iPad, so we went old school with the records and CDs and tapes. So
That's
that's how it
phenomenal.
happened. Yeah.
That's phenomenal. And that was like during a time before, like, it's all super hyped up now, right? Now everyone's kind of a DJ. I've dabbled
Right.
into it too. I work for a DJ company.
Right.
But, being able to be a presence on radio, and I've done radio as well. So that's really awesome that you got tested that way, where they're like, boom, I'm throwing you into the waters. What are you going to do? And so it takes a really confident person to do radio and to actually DJ like live on the radio as well. And you have to have a very eclectic taste in music, but you also have to understand the language of music as well. And so you've obviously been doing that for such a long time now. What else do you guys do on that radio station, on Dank Radio?
Well, over the years, we've kind of ran the gamut of just what do we do with this? It's an opportunity. Of course, when we started, I think I was like 20 at the time. You're just figuring things out.
Yeah.
Just go to Deep Piazzas and Chain Reaction, and someone would give you a demo, and you're like, "Oh, I have a radio show. Cool, I'll play it."
Yeah.
And then, a couple years later, we did the show with like the other half of the collective called Radio Bomb. Shout out to Radio Bomb. They were like the big bros that were into drum and bass, jungle, dubstep, all the underground sounds. You know what's up.
Yeah. Come on.
So
come on.
yeah, from back in the day.
I still love that stuff.
Yeah, but they would say, I remember one time they came on board. They're like, "Hey, we have a guest. Can we roll through, play some tracks, yada yada yada?" So we're hanging out, and then we were talking about, I forgot what rave or what show we wanted to go to, or what Insomniac event or whatever, back in the day. And then the homie MC Ghost was like, "Why are you guys still paying for those shows? You can give away tickets, and then you can get tickets." And we were like, "Oh, we could do that?" So mind you, no one gave us, we didn't take classes, we didn't go to college for this. No one gave us a handbook, an employee handbook or whatever. It was like, "Hey, this is how you operate the spaceship. Don't break anything. Don't curse because it's FM radio. Don't curse." And just have fun with it. So ticket giveaways, we've had bands play on air. We've had, of course, DJs, because DJs are more inclined to show up at 3 a.m. in the morning, after their gig. Yeah. All the ravers, Shout out to everyone tuning in. Hey! But yeah, so we've done a lot, acoustic performances, band performances. We've had community members come on board and talk about what they're doing. Definitely, I love like interviews like this, we had King Kang, shout out to Esther back in the day.
Yeah.
We had them on board. Who else have we had? We had the homie from Long Beach, Kelsey Gonzalez, when he was in a group with this dude named Breezy Lovejoy.
Yeah.
And then when he went on air, he told us, "Oh, I'm changing my name." We're like, "Okay, what are you changing your name to?" He's like, "Anderson .Paak." We were like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." It was like,
"Okay, new jumping out here."
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I'm Anderson .Paak, and these are the Free Nationals." And this is like way back. And we're like, "Oh, okay, cool." But, it's like one of those, like we go to shows. We find this new talent that's not supported, that no one gives a crap about, because there's no likes, there's no subs, there's no big marketing backing with it. We just find people on the street or through friends of friends, word of mouth. And then once you find something that you really love, you want to give them a shout. And you're like, "Hey, come on board. We'll feature you. We'll interview you.
Yeah.
How can we work?" The only drawback before, it was at 3 a.m. in the morning or 4 a.m. at the morning. So it kind of was a test. If people were really down for their career and to just, spread their music and their love, to drive up all the way to North Hollywood at 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning and talk on this FM radio show, I
mean, that's what you really have to do in the industry is, especially if you're creative, is you're going to be working some real odd hours of the night in some really like kind of remote places sometimes. And, like you've been doing Dank Radio as long as, like when I helped co-found Movito, and that's curating all these events. I know, right? Oh my God, so long ago. So, you have to have that passion and that drive to curate your own events. And I started doing web series and putting together my own production crew and, being a social media, guru and things like that. And that was before that you could even learn this stuff in college, because I was in college at that time. And I was just like hitting people up, seeing who was in the community, and then also having other artists and musicians reach out to other people as well. And I think that's how we actually got connected, with somebody who was like, oh, I know this great DJ. Or actually, I think I already knew you from the band, and then you were DJing, and then I was like, wait, it'd be great for this. So it's cool that you talk about Anderson .Paak, because I was at Lightning in a Bottle like a few years ago when they were like headlining nationals, and I was like 10 feet from the stage. And I was just like, wow, this is insane that they blew up this big. And I'm pretty sure Vicky Nguyen.
Shout out to Vicky.
Yeah, shout out to Vicky. So you know how I sang out, like, grew up in church choir? She was a pianist.
Oh, I didn't know that. Small world.
So
that's crazy.
Crew was like vibing so hard. So it's like she just like won a Grammy or something too, or something like that. So it's just like so beautiful to see people go from being like underground, meeting other people who are really just doing something for the community. And we're all small. It's not like we have big funding like you were saying and things like that, but you don't need that to, whatever, I'm going to use the word, get the exposure, even though it has such a negative, content nowadays. But like, it's true. It is that exposure, but I think more so it's the connection and being part of the community. And it's so important for us to continue doing this. And so it's really, awesome that you're still doing Dank Radio, and you're obviously somebody I admire so much, because you are very active. You are very organized, you're very professional, and above all else, you're very sincere. And, it's hard to come by people like that in the industry, because everyone's just out to get theirs. Everyone's just out to make a pretty penny and things like that. And it is sad that, sometimes these different companies or musicians don't survive because they just don't have the heart, So the fact that you've been doing this for so long, and you're a musician yourself as well, and doing the whole producing and things like that. Like, you're a huge part of the community, whether you like realize it or not. So
cool. Thank you.
I think that you should really be proud of that, because there's been so much adversity that we're facing nowadays. So with COVID-19 and everything like that, how has that affected, one, Dank Radio, and two, like, your music?
Oh my goodness.
You used to like perform live all the time. You'd be out like 3 days, 4 days a week. Like,
right. Well, first off, to everyone who's going to see this whenever, everyone, please be safe. It's not a joke.
100%.
My mom had COVID. It was really heartbreaking, but she's good. It's real. Just stay healthy. Be safe out there, wherever you are.
Yeah. I'm so glad that she's doing better. When I read that, I was like, oh, my heart is so broken, because, you feel like family to me. So
right. Thank you.
Yeah,
you too.
You are, not feel. But I'm glad that she's doing good. And guys, it is freaking real. Like, and before you even came on, I was just talking about, misinformation and lots of information and things like that. But it doesn't matter about politics or any of that crap. It's really, do you care about the well-being of other people? That's what it really comes down to, is being compassionate and taking that responsibility for taking care of yourself and taking care of other people and being mindful. And I think that's really what comes down. So I'm really glad that you did say something.
Right. Yeah, so everyone just be safe, be healthy. We're all on this small little rock in space, twirling around, But 2020, back to your question.
Yeah.
It's been really different, because right before 2020, Dank Radio kind of transitioned off FM, and then we moved to Far Side TV. So Far Side, that track, Can't Keep Running Away.
Hello.
Yeah.
Every time.
So shout out to Brown.
These free festivals every time. And I'm like, dude, as a native, man, so that's, wow, what a milestone for you. So thank you. We've only been there for, not even a whole year, I believe. And we were just trying to get into the flow of the new studio, and we weren't broadcasting at 3 or 4 a.m. in the morning, so it's kind of weird.
it's still like 6 p.m. So it's kind of like the energy's different.
Yeah.
So we were adjusting to that, and then COVID happened, and then we were like, okay, well, let's just take a break. Everyone take a break, center, ground, do you, take care of you.
Yeah.
And then, so now we've kind of been transitioning more towards pre-recorded mixes for Farside with Dank Radio on Farside. And Farside TV, they just revamped their website, so they're working on that. And Dank Radio's also, my brother was actually working on the new website last night, or this morning, technically.
Love your brother. You
I'll
guys
tell him
don't
he said,
know,
what's
they're
up?
like a brother duo, power fam. Like, shout out to your brother, wherever Neil's at.
Oh, he's in the other room. He's in the other
I
room.
love you, Neil.
So we're transitioning. We're figuring it out. We're gearing up here at the home studio, at the home base, getting stuff so we can just do stuff here. Like as you were saying, you kind of have to take the action upon yourself. We have phones that can do this. We didn't have this 15 years ago. It's just crazy. I sound like a boomer. But I'm not.
We were the generation though that had life before the internet and then had the internet, but we are way cooler than boomers, so
yeah.
don't play.
Yeah. So Dank Radio is transitioning in terms of doing the radio. We're still airing on Sundays at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time (PST) on FarsideTV.com. So you can stream that through the website. They're working on an app and all that good stuff.
Nice.
So that's for the radio. Like I mentioned, my brother's working on the new website. I think this is going to be version 3.0. So we're working on that. For me, transitioning, I think a lot of us weren't really in the productive mode or mindset once the quarantine and stay at home order started. So of course, myself, like everyone out there, went through the highs and lows of like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Is this the end of the world? Or, like, what the hell's going on? We're all confused. And
Mercury's in retrograde all year long.
Yeah, you're like, WTF? What the,
Yeah.
So, there was definitely those artistic moments of just, I'm not going to do anything for a day or days or weeks. So once, you let all that flow through and just go through, that's when I started producing again. I don't know if you've noticed, but this year I set out to release. I started in March of 2020 to set out to release one new original track every Friday.
Yeah, so I've noticed. And you guys can check out Spotify, and it's a vibe. I know vibe is one of the songs, but it's really a vibe and a mood. We're jamming out, and it's, right now people are so depressed and all over the place that it's really important to just freaking put on some music and to dance. I cannot express that enough that just dancing is a form of healing yourself, but also just having fun. And that's what I was doing. I was bumping up your music, and I was just like, oh my god, it's like I'm at a festival again. It was just amazing. So, that's what music does for people. And I love all your graphics for all the singles and things like that. And it's, you could tell that there was a lot of happy energy that was put into your music, which is so important because a lot of people create music without any kind of intention, without any, love and, positivity and things like that. So when you can actually feel that through the music, that is empowering. That is very, very special.
Thank you.
And, I know you've taken a long time doing all of that and being consistent with that as well. So it's such a beautiful thing that, even though your mom had COVID and everything like that, you're being there for your family, but also being there for yourself, letting that be your outlet. And, sometimes when we are going through the worst, that's when our best work comes out.
Right.
And it really shows for you. So.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you get it. It's like, it's one of those, I'm learning a lot of things this year. I know one of the things I want to touch up right now is intention. Like as us as creators, I think I've really, really realized this year. I guess for some people in the internet world, I guess they like, if this is like my top 5 creative hacks or whatever you want to say, number 1 will always be intention.
Yes.
Because I've realized, I've I've meditation practice that I need to get back on. I've read books and stuff and done all that kind of gamut. But just the simple act of making an intention with your creation, on the surface level, it will speed up the process. But I think I feel on a deeper level, what it does, it just kind of clears the clutter out. And as creatives, we're definitely taking a combination, we're performing alchemy with our feelings, our thoughts, our memories, our projections into the future, the books we've read, the music that we hear, our experiences with our loved ones, with lovers, current and the past. Like we're combining all of these things and channeling it to create. And sometimes the ego or the monkey mind gets in the way. It's just talking and nagging, Yeah. So what I found is if you just kind of like one of the intentions I do two main ones, or that's four. So two main ones, two main ones. One is before I start like a session of working on music in Ableton, I always tell myself like, I intend to just have fun. Just to have fun, like no pressure, no press, just have fun. Whatever happens, happens. And I feel like when you take that load off your shoulders as a creative, that's when you free yourself just to experiment and not to beat yourself up. So that's one really good intention that I do. And the other one, the second one, is when I want to complete music in a timely fashion. Because I know for a lot of us creators, the longer that we work on music, the more tired we get of it. Or, we're just like, oh, isn't it? It sucks. You start something and it sounds pretty cool, so you want to work on it. And then you keep on working on it and you're like, all right, cool, it's getting better. And all of a sudden it just goes like this. Yeah. It keeps on going down and you're like, oh, it sounds like crap. What the hell? So I find myself, the quicker I can just ride the wave of it sounding pretty good, I can finish it. So what I do with that is I tell myself I intend to complete this song or this music, and I'm doing better of not judging the creation while you're creating it. That's another thing. I think that's the third thing. Don't judge the creation of its. Don't judge the thing that you're creating while you're creating it. Like reserve that for later when it's complete and you can step back. And you can just like appreciate it for what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to recap, number one, just tell yourself I intend to have fun. That always works because I just want to have fun. Girls just want to have fun.
Girls just want to have. Yeah. I love your process because I'm very much so the same way, and you have to learn the hard way for a long time sometimes before you kind of break through and have that realization. When you learn to have fun, you let go of all expectations. When you let go of expectations, you let go of disappointment, which is inevitably going to happen if you have such crazy expectations. And, there's this famous quote by Van Gogh where it's like, art is never finished, only abandoned. And that literally sticks with me all the time because I paint and stuff too, but I'm also one of those artists where I do like 20 million things because I just am very passionate and I just want to do it. I'm not necessarily like the super master of anything except for I think interviewing people and doing things like this, I am really good at, and obviously producing events. But you really have to have fun because if you don't have fun, then what are you really gaining out of it? And that is what will destroy creativity. That is what will destroy you as a person when you're just so hard on yourself and you're forgetting why you're doing it, and then it becomes a chore, and then it's no longer that thing that you do for fun. So that's really important, and that's so smart that you have your breakdown of everything that you do, your intentions, and also finishing the projects. Because yes, we all have so many projects that we just don't finish, and we feel bad about it, and then we're like, oh, but now I'm trying to get motivated to do it again and things like that. So finishing it and then appreciating it for what it is, that is really part of the process. That's part of the growth, and that's just part of being creative. And the more we can do that, the more we can grow, the more we can learn, and the more we can actually change and evolve as creatives.
Definitely.
Definitely. I think that's awesome. And it's obviously showing in your music and things like that. Cause if you guys check out Noel, obviously at Nativity Music, and you can find his music on Spotify and everything like that. He has released so many singles with amazing cover art that you
Hey.
just need to listen to and just vibe out to. Whether you're freaking making sourdough bread or whatever freaking quarantine trend is happening right now, listen to the music and do it, and really take care of yourself. So, are you still releasing every Friday for your music?
Yep. I started back in March, so it's going to continue on until March of next year, and then
Yay.
I'll decide if I'm going to continue it. But so far, I have enough singles completed with artwork to up until the last week of September.
Mhm.
So I have all that. So usually, what I do is
Wow.
I kind of get like 2 months in advance. So I work because, like you said, we have a gajillion projects. We're doing
Yeah.
this thing,
Yeah.
we're doing this thing, and we're learning this thing, and this is a cool new thing. So for me personally, I like to finish as much music as possible, and produce it, mix it, master it, do the artwork, upload it into digital distro, making sure that's all cool, and then 2 months out, and then after 2 months, go back to listening to a lot of music, feeding the being with more inspiration so I
Yeah.
can mix it up. And that also gives me time, like right now I'm learning how to do the whole YouTube thing, and I got lights and I'm
It's
recording,
fun, but it's very time
it's
consuming.
a
And
lot, yeah.
quick plug, I have a YouTube channel too.
Hey,
I
hey,
have so many videos from my Vietnam trip that I need to like edit and all that. But
do
again,
it.
it's one of my many projects.
Do it, do it,
Um,
do it. Link in the description.
Link in bio, guys. No, yeah, it's really important. And again, like you're inspiring me right now to step up my shit, get my content out, and but at the same time too, like rest must be had for
Definitely.
you to be refreshed and everything like that. And I've been doing this, Instagram live talk show for 3 months now, every Wednesday.
Hmm.
And this is actually going to be my last show for this season because I'm going to be taking a little break just for myself and
Cool, cool,
my
cool.
well-being and things like that, or spending more time editing my videos for YouTube.
Hey.
I'll be listening to Noel's music while I do it. So yeah, where else can they find your music? On Bandcamp as well, too, right?
Yeah, right now we're just pushing the Spotify because not everyone kind of has the monetary funds right now. So Spotify, there's a free account. You can
Yeah.
check that out. Just type in Nativity, Nativity, and then if you want to support with monetary, which is cool, you can head over to Bandcamp. So that's just bandcamp.com, a really cool website where a lot of underground
Oh
and a
yeah.
lot of DIY artists out there who don't really have a digital distro deal, or they don't really want to go through TuneCore and release. They just kind of like want to control everything in house.
Yeah.
They have a lot of really cool stuff. It's
Oh yeah, I
um,
found many cool underground bands and just musicians in general on Bandcamp. It's still
mhm.
cool.
Yeah. And then for the producers out there, if you're making music, they also have a lot of creators put up their sound packs on Bandcamp, so you can check that out too.
Sweet. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much. You are very wise and intelligent, and I feel like I learned so much about the process and just,
Hmm.
what it takes to really just keep moving forward and getting stuff out there. And honestly, being over prepared is the key to success because then you're not going to be stressed out, procrastinating, trying to get things out, and then that's when you lose the intention of it all. So
Hmm.
thank you so much,
Thank
Noel,
you. Thank
for
you.
gracing me with your presence, with your knowledge, and your creativity. And I've been truly blessed knowing you for like I don't know over 10 years now. We've worked so
Hey.
many shows together, and I've seen you play so many times. So it's been such a beautiful experience watching your journey, and I'm very
Thank you.
excited for the future. And hopefully we will get to see each other soon.
Yes, yes. Stay safe, stay healthy.
Yes,
Super grateful. Thank you for having me.
thank you.
Madam Birker. Shout out to Mr. Birker also. Hey.
He's listening in the other room. He loves it. He loves you guys.
All
Yeah, I'm
right.
always sending you love and to your family as well.
For
And
sure.
everyone out there, take care of yourself. And I'll be back soon enough.
Cool, cool,
Bye.
cool. Bye.
Have
Peace,
a good night.
y'all.
Cool.
That's pretty fun, huh? I think I touched the mic a bunch of times when I got really excited, so my bad. So yeah, once again, big ups, shout out, lots of gratitude. Oh, I don't need these anymore. Lots of gratitude to the homegirl Tania, aka Madam Birker. I'll link up her YouTube and her IG down below. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe and comment down below with what you learned today and how you're going to apply it. So whether it's with your intentions, especially with being a creator, because a lot of us are in this space. So yeah, comment below. What'd you learn? How are you going to apply it? Or yeah. So see you on the next one. Now to go edit these. Peace.